Welcome back, everybody. It's Talking Sports. We just had a special guest from Las Vegas. Now we've got special guests from right here in Birmingham. You know, Birmingham Greyhound Racing is proud to have one of the premier Greyhound adoption programs in the entire country. Heck, I'm going to extend that to the entire world. And these two ladies that are joining me are primarily responsible for that. Jennifer, our director, Robin with the adoption program. They've been kind enough to join us today. And they've brought a couple of big-time special guests. We got Monkey here, Viper over here. These are a couple of the stars of the show, and they can be the star of your show in your home if you'll come out and spend some time and think about adding one of these fantastic four-legged friends to your family. Jennifer, there's so many places to ask, but talk about greyhounds as pets, and talk about kind of your role in matching families and dogs and how that whole process works.
Well, I'm the director of the Alabama Greyhound Rescue and Adoption Center, and one of the things that we do is once we get the greyhounds in, we introduce them to our little small dog, Sam, who's a Dachshund. That way we know if they're going to if they're going to come to your home and you happen to have a small dog, they're going to be able to introduce into your family just fine. If you happen to have cats, we have a couple of cats up there that we introduce them to. So we know in the case of Viper here, he'd be perfectly fine in your home with the cat or a small dog. On the other hand, Chunky Monkey would not work out too well. Once we get better know of the dogs, their temperaments, we want to know how they're going to work out in your home. In Chunky Monkey's case, he's pretty hyperactive and pretty playful. Wouldn't really do good in a home with a toddler or a small child. Whereas Viper here, this is him hyperactive, this is him excited. This is about as much as he gets. Once a family comes in, we get to know them, we introduce them to a couple of dogs and see which dog really bonds with the family and the family bonds with that dog. Then we make arrangements for them to be spayed or neutered. Their ultrasonic dental cleaning, a 4DX snap test, which not only checks for heartworms, it checks for tick-borne diseases as well. Their vaccines are up to date before they go home. They are microchipped, up to date on their heartworm prevention, flea and tick prevention, everything before you go home, and we even send them home with about a week's worth of kibble. So you can just introduce them over to your new food and they don't have upset tummies.
Yeah, and that's one of the really interesting things about them. They are very adaptable to just about it. A lot of people have the perception, well, I don't have a farm or a huge backyard. That's not necessarily necessary.
Oh, no.
Necessarily necessary. That was pretty good.
No, they're perfect apartment pets. As long as once you take them outside of your apartment, they're on a leash, yeah, they're good to go. If you live in a condo or a townhouse that has a small backyard, something about 10 by 10, that's really perfect for them. They just need to go outside and be able to relieve themselves and then come back in, because once they're inside, they're going to be very lazy. They're going to be sleeping about 18 to around 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
Perfect for that.
Don't want to ignore Monkey over here. Robin, you work around the dogs a lot. I mean, tell us the dedication you all show to these great creatures, and you can just see they're just a delight to be around. But talk about a little bit of the experience of just being around these every day, and like Jennifer just mentioned, they all have their own personalities. That's
Absolutely.
Really one of the things that I think people might misunderstand.
They do. They absolutely have their own personality. I've had greyhounds personally myself, as well as helping out in the kennels too. I find they're just, all they want is love. That's all they want, is basically love and a couch. And like you said, you have some that are good with other animals, some that are not. Some are good with bigger dogs, some are not as well. My dog at home, she's an older greyhound. She just sleeps on the couch all day long. But she's happy. I have a fenced-in backyard, and that's really, like Jen was saying, just something where they can relieve themselves, and they do great. I personally love the greyhounds. I love what we do for them, because they are an absolutely wonderful breed.
They're just great.
They're a great breed. People don't realize it, like you said, they think they have to have running room, and they really don't. They're just a beautiful, loving, all they want is attention.
Jennifer, you're telling me that High Noon Viper here was a champion stakes race winner down in Florida. So this guy, he's already done it all. Now he's ready to kick back.
Yeah, he's our current kennel celebrity. He
That's
ran
awesome.
in 12 different stakes races down in Florida, whereas Mr. Chunky Monkey, he actually never raced at all.
Oh, well,
He
had no interest. He would rather be with people. So he retired from the
great.
Clear the Way kennels in Texas and came to us to find a home.
Okay, so people that are watching right now that are interested, how do they get in touch with you, and what's the process like?
Well, you can go to ohmygreyhounds.com, which is our website, or you can follow us on Facebook and under Alabama Greyhound Rescue and Adoption Center. Once you've called and made an appointment, we'll get to go through a little painless interview. Just basically want to know, hey, do you have cats in your home? Okay, do both you and your wife work all day? Okay, little questions like that. That lets us know, well, if we have one that wants to be with another dog, it doesn't need to go to a home that needs to be a single dog. So we just help match up what would be the right ones for your home situation, and then we bring them down to the office and let you come meet them and kind of go from there. It's really up to the dogs who they pick.
Well, that's
and
great.
really it is the dog that picks you.
Well, we can't thank you guys enough for coming down and bringing these wonderful guests with you. Viper Monkey, we really enjoyed having you both. Good luck. I know you'll both end up in fantastic homes. ohmygreyhounds.com. Check it out, and we'll also have that information on Birmingham Greyhound Racing's Facebook page, along with this segment, if you want to show your family and friends. Promote the program. These ladies do wonderful work, and these are wonderful creatures. Back with the legend to wrap things up right after this.